KCST TV, San Diego.
You're watching KCST TV, San Diego. From San Diego's leader in electronic journalism, this is Newscenter 39.
Good evening. 3 people are dead tonight after a spectacular...
Newscenter 39 is the 1983 Emmy Award winner for news excellence. Newscenter 39 with Dennis Morgino, Laura Buxton, Al Keck, and Bob Dale.
39 Alive, KCST TV, San Diego. This is San Diego's News Center 39 with Dennis Morgino, Laura Buxton, Paul Bloom, Al Keck, and Bob Dale.
News Center 39, winner of the 1984 Emmy Award for Excellence.
This is San Diego's News Center Tonight with Dave Gonzalez, Kathy Clark, Al Janis, and Brian Hackney. Dennis Morgino, Laura Buxton, Bob Dale Weather, Al Keck Sports. This is News Center 39.
Good evening. I'm Kathy Clark.
And I'm Dennis Morgino.
Come home to 39 Cable 7.
Dennis Morgino, Laura Buxton, Al Keck Sports, Brian Hackney Weather. News Center 39 tonight.
Good evening. I'm Kathy Clark.
And I'm Dennis Morgino.
Come home to 39 Cable 7.
Carlos Amezcua, Kathy Clark, Stephen McQuinn Weather, Al Janis Sports. News Center 39 tonight.
It was not the triumphant return home he had hoped for. An arms control agreement was just out of grasp, and President Reagan arrived back in the United States tonight empty-handed.
39 Alive, KCST TV, San Diego. Covering all of San Diego County and beyond, this is News Center 39 with Denise Yamada, Marty Levine, Al Keck Sports, and Brian Hackney Weather.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Denise Yamada. Marty Levine has the night off.
From KNSD, this is News San Diego Weekend Edition with Monica Gale, Dick Salazar, Jim Stone Sports, and Joe Lazura Weather. Now, News San Diego Weekend Edition.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
From KNSD, Allison Ross, Gene Cubison, and Joe Lazura Weather. KNSD First News at 4.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for being with us.
The prosecution's case is now in full stride. Testimony out of the mouths of babes, kids telling their stories in the child molestation trial of Dale Akiki.
From KNSD, Denise Yamada, Roland Smith, and Joe Lazura Weather. KNSD First News at 4.
Good afternoon. History is made today.
An 11-year-old girl becomes the youngest female pilot to fly cross-country.
Awarded the Emmy for Outstanding News Station with Denise Yamada, Marty Levine, Jim Laslovic Sports, and Bob Dale Weather. KNSD News at 6.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
There is a lot of celebrating going on in education circles tonight.
NBC 7.
39.
News at 6. With Marty Levine, Margaret Radford, Laz with Sports, and Bob Dale Weather. Coverage you can count on.
Your only chance to evacuate is to leave with us.
NBC 7. News at 11 with Marty Levine, Susan Taylor, Laz with sports, and meteorologist Joe Lazura. Coverage you can count on.
It's a very small community, 1,500 homes basically.
NBC 7. News Today. Coverage you can count on.
Could this be the night?
You're watching First News at 4, awarded the Emmy for Outstanding Newscast. Now, Bree Walker and Beth Tornator. NBC 7. News at 5, coverage you can count on.
A former daycare provider.
NBC 739 News in the morning, coverage you can count on.
Gas prices are dropping at the wholesale level, but what does that mean at the pump?
NBC 739 News at 11. Coverage you can count on.
I want him to find another place to go.
NBC 739 News at 6. Weekend edition.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Catherine Garcia.
And I'm Greg Mills. Marines who saw some of the
Now, NBC 739 News at 11.
A war of words. It was 90 minutes that could help determine who wins the White House. Two presidential nominees face off in their first televised debate. Good evening. I'm Susan Taylor. Thanks for joining us.
I'm Marty Levine, the nominee.
NBC 739 News in the morning. Coverage you can count on.
Good morning. It's 8:55. I'm Jason Austell.
Now, NBC 739 News at 6. NBC 739 News at 6. Weekend edition. NBC 739 News in the morning.
And thanks for joining us this morning.
NBC 739. First News at 4.
He is a
Now, NBC 739 News at 11.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Catherine Garcia, in for Susan Taylor.
And I'm Marty Levine.
NBC 739 News in the morning.
Welcome back. I'm Jason Austell.
And I'm Marianne Cushy at 6 o'clock.
NBC 739 News in the morning.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7:56 right now. I'm Marianne Cushy with this news break. Tonight,
San Diego News now.
Good afternoon. I'm Susan Taylor.
I'm Catherine Garcia.
Now, NBC 739 News at 5.
Good evening. I'm Susan Taylor. Thank you for joining us.
For the fourth time in 2 months, a local teenager is dead in a North County crash.
They're devastated.
Another family forced to deal with the tragic loss of a loved one. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Marty Ojeda. Tonight, a family.
And now, San Diego's #1 news in the morning.
good morning. I'm Kelly McPherson in downtown San
NBC 7 San Diego News now.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lori Devine.
And I'm Marty Ojeda.
NBC 7 San Diego News at 5.
I'm Mari Payton, in for Susan Taylor.
Good afternoon. I'm Mark Mullen. Thanks very much.
NBC San Diego News at 7.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Catherine Garcia.
I'm Mark Mullen. Welcome, everyone. Big news from the state capitol tonight. Governor Jerry.
And now, San Diego's #1 news at 11.
New tonight, a story about two North County robbers who...
And now, NBC 7 San Diego News in the morning. NBC 7 News Today starts now.
breaking news.
And now, NBC 7 San Diego News at noon. And now, NBC 7 San Diego News at 4. And now, NBC 7 San Diego News at 5. NBC 7 News at 5 begins with breaking news.
Good evening. We begin with that breaking news we've been following since 4 o'clock.
NBC 7 News at 6 starts now. NBC 7 San Diego News at 6 begins with breaking news.
We're going to begin with
And now, NBC 7 San Diego News at 11.
in the way, no word yet on whether they'll.
NBC 7 News at 11 begins with breaking news. NBC 7 News at 4 begins with breaking news. NBC 7 News at 5 starts now.
Good afternoon. The GOP convention.
You're watching NBC 7 News at 6.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's get you caught up on all of today's top local stories.
NBC 7 News at 11 starts now.
Outrage in one San Diego neighborhood tonight after the county sprayed their area with a mosquito pesticide, hoping to prevent the Zika virus from spreading.
NBC 7 News at 11 begins with breaking news.
Tonight, new details about the San Diego police officer.
NBC 7 News at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us on the News at 4. I'm Monica Dean. I'm Catherine Garcia. We're going to start with the weather. It may not look like it where you are.
NBC 7 News at 11 starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Amari Fleming. So we begin tonight with new information just into our newsroom. The coast.
KNSD